Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Mike,
jeez.
I'm glad I changed my mind about Bill C-30 and that I'm now on Vic side, because I certainly wouldn't want to get lumped in with the
Oh, who
young
wants
gay
to
male
like
prostitute
Magnotta?
cannibal pornographers, you know?
I mean, yeah, you got to draw a line somewhere, Tony.
Yeah, I
And
can't
the
go
line
there.
stops at gay male stripper murderer pornographers.
Cannibals, don't forget
Cannibals.
cannibals.
Shit, I forgot about cannibals.
That's one of the
Right.
most important things he did, man. And he also
Yeah.
butchered up the body and sent it all over the place. Yeah, so I don't want Vic Taves lumping me in with that friggin' guy.
Yeah, let's
But
hope.
it was their plan. It was revealed by these documents that their plan seemed to be to try to catch some good PR spin for Bill C-30 off the Magnotta thing, right?
It happens all the time. Anytime there's some sort of sensational killing, a bunch of fucking sad sap fucking people who don't understand how law works and don't realize that there are already thousands of laws that, you know, already assist with these sort of things, and there's millions of laws that don't even get enforced. You know, this whole idea of writing something down on a piece of paper to make something happen, you know, the police already have the power to deal with people like this.
Yeah.
When that guy beheaded that guy on a bus years ago in
my
Canada,
God.
everyone was like, "Oh, they should probably have searches on before you get on a bus."
Yeah, they wanted to have like airport security before you got on buses,
Yeah,
man.
on a bus. It's like, come on.
come-
It's like
yeah,
because
exactly.
one dude, one fucking nut bar.
It's
is-
just
is
because it's
gonna
so
make
terrifying.
everybody
Yeah, like
into a
Canada always seems
knife-wielding insane person.
Canada always seems to have these killers that like really make a strong impression with the way they commit their murders, you know? Like we've
Yeah.
had some crazy, serious, like famous murders, like that thing on the Greyhound. That's known all over the world, eh?
Well, and you know what the sad part is, Tony, though? In a lot of cases, both with the guy who beheaded the dude on the bus and with Luke Magnotta, is that there were signs previous to this. And then the question becomes, why aren't the police capable in a lot of time? Like, where are their resources going that they don't look at the, like, or, and in the case of the beheading guy on the bus, it was not even the police. It's actually the people involved in psychiatry in Canada, that this guy had a previous history.
Yeah. I haven't read too.
He fell through the cracks. You know, Luke Magnotta fell through the law cracks, or Luca Rocco Magnotta.
Yeah.
But the guy who beheaded the person on the bus fell through the psychiatric cracks. And that's both, you know, in the case of the beheading on the bus, there's some serious problems. Is probably a lack of funding as far as everybody, you know, all these patients all over.
Well, what happens is this, Mike. What like? Let's think about it this way, okay? Now we're getting into a philosophical conversation about, you know, the shortcomings of the values in our society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Since we keep on wanting governments that are tough on crime, what we don't have anymore is any kind of services in jail that are concerned with identifying mental illness if it exists. If someone comes in for like an assault and is doing 2 months, I want to know if this guy is perhaps insane and that's why he committed the assault. Because when he gets out of here, the schizophrenic guy is going to do a worse thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to.
So in other words, cut all the funding out on the psychiatry level.
Yeah, cut all the funding
mental
on
health level.
Yeah.
And then just throw everybody in jail altogether.
There you go.
The
And
criminals, the insane.
Yeah, and then you take
everybody all together.
Then you take your schizophrenic with violent tendencies and you turn him into a murderer. You know what I mean? He didn't have to be that. But if you spend the money and you take the care of people up front, you know, like you make sure that in this country no children go to school hungry ever. How about that as a rule? It's impossible. You know why? National Breakfast Program for Children. Healthy, nutritious breakfast guaranteed for every child in this country when they go to school. Do you know how many people underperform in school? How many kids underperform? Because they're hungry in this country? That there's just no way to get a nutritious diet into these kids on the money that they have available to their families? That's a major cost to our healthcare system down the road. It's a major cost to our penal system, and it's a major cost to our productivity. How many of these kids could have done really well in school and become highly skilled and been an asset to the workforce? But no, because because you couldn't find $1 to put a meal in this kid's mouth in the morning. This kid costs you millions of dollars down the road in either lost potential or liabilities. Do you know what I mean?
It's easy to see an analogy with the way a tree grows, right? It's like a tree needs its leaves to absorb sunlight, and it needs its roots to absorb water. And if you fail to recognize that there are roots underneath any problem, and you fail to deal with that, in this case, if you fail to feed hungry children, you fail to see to the needs of the mentally unstable, you're going to cut all of those branches off that tree trying to deal with your problem. And then you're going to kill the tree. I mean, like, geez. Okay, so where are we going here? You know, why are we doing this kind of thing? It just doesn't make any sense. There's more to this story, Tony. I was just curious if maybe you had a song, and then we could come back and maybe talk about how the Conservatives are spinning their recent spending on justice spending.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that with you, man. So why don't we go to a track by Michael Franti called Yell Fire.
Awesome.
Never sends you an omen. A revolution just arrived like the morning. Ring the alarm, we come to wake up the snoring. They're telling you to never worry about the future. They're telling you to never worry about the torture. They're telling you that you will never see the horror. Spend it all today and we will build you tomorrow. Three-piece suits and bank accounts in Bahamas. Wall Street crime will never send you to the slammer. Tell all the children in the arms of the mamas. The F-15 is a homicide bomber. Commercial for a popper pill culture. Drug companies circling like a vulture. Amaraki babies with the G.I. Joe father. 10 years from now, is anybody gonna bother you? Fire! Never sends you an omen. A revolution never come with a warning. A revolution. Everyone addicted to the same nicotine. Everyone addicted to the same gasoline. Everyone addicted to a technicolor screen. Everybody trying to get their hands on the same green. From the banks of the river to the banks of the greedy. All of the rich is taken back by the needy. We come from the country and we come from the city. Play us on a record, you can play us on a CD. All the shit you giving us is fertilizer. The seeds that you planted, you can never brutalize. Tell the corporation you can never globalize it. Like Peter Tosh said, legalize it. Girls and boys hear the bass and the treble, rumbling the speakers in and make you wanna rebel. Throw your hands up, take it to another level, and you never ever ever make a deal with the devil. Yeah, fire. Never come with a warning. Revolution never send you an omen. Revolution never come with a warning. Yeah, fire, yo, 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 yo.
That was Yellfire by Michael Franti. How's it going,
Nice.
Mike?
I don't think it's the first time we've listened to that song on Opposition
No, man.
Radio.
No, man. I just pulled that one out again because it's perfect for that situation.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
Yeah. And what else have the Conservatives been up to lately, Mike?
Well, I find it kind of ironic that, in the middle of us figuring out that, and by us I mean people in Canada, if you read that previous news article we were talking about where Vic Taves had notes wrote up for him saying, oh, maybe it's time to link Bill C-30 with Luca Rocco Magnotta. At the same time, we have the Conservatives coming out and going, oh, Correctional Service Canada told us that if we pass Bill C-30, we can expect a whole bunch of increases, and they made us give $148 billion over the next 7 years.
Yeah.
And now we realize, though, that
you have to be, in order to be tough on crime, you don't have to just change the laws, but you have to inflict minimum sentencing too, right?
Yeah. Well, this is the irony,
judges
right?
are going to, the judges are, you're going to arrest a whole bunch more people, but the judges get together and they figure out, to lower their sentences together on certain things to keep, people in for marijuana growing and not in there for very long kind of thing, you know what I mean?
It only makes sense that judges should be able to apply their judgment skills, right? I mean, they are called judges.
Exactly.
Did anybody forget about that?
The Conservatives want to take that right away, that the judges have to, basically decide that, well, I know what the law is, and the sentence range is from 6 months to 15 years for a sentence for this. Well, this guy's not really a hardened criminal. He's never offended before. I see the young man. He doesn't look like a bad kid, Right. I'm going to give this guy a chance. He's going to get 6 months. You know what I mean? 6 months instead of 15 years.
And then you can compare him to the guy who already stabbed somebody and fucking stole the car while he was on tons of cocaine.
He'll get the same sentence because the
judge is like, this dude needs to go to jail, right?
The judge, the Conservative Party, if the Conservative Party takes that right away from judges, they'll fill those jails up, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, isn't this the irony though, Tony? It's like they're talking about $1.48 billion that they budgeted based on Correctional Service Canada saying, the increase in prisoners is going to grow by, I forget what it is. I think it's about I think it's about 3,000 people. So in Canada right now, incarcerated, there's about 15,000. They said it was going to grow to nearly 18,000. Now, the Conservatives are trying to defend the fact that they didn't have to spend $1.48 billion because they haven't seen an increase in incarceration.